A frustrated Brexiteer warned Boris Johnson the dangers of ignoring the importance of fishing rights in the Brexit trade talks with the EU. The Bruges Group's Dr. Niall McRae argued that Boris Johnson had a duty to recognise the importance of fishing in the Brexit trade talks. During an interview with Express.co.uk, Dr. McRae argued that while fishing produced little for Britain economically, it was a symbolic issue of sovereignty. He insisted that the Prime Minister would suffer the consequences if he relinquished key fishing access to the EU in hopes of securing a trade deal. Dr. McRae said, "The UK can have a major kickstart because of Brexit. The fishing industry can actually be many times bigger than it has become. Politically, I think this is very important. Fishing is a totemic issue." Dr. McRae explored the importance of fishing rights to Britons around the country and why it was a key issue for many Leavers. He continued, "If you ask people what does Brexit mean, if you ask your average Leave voter what does Brexit mean to you, they will say being a sovereign country. There has been a lot of fuss over the rule Britannia. Well, we can't even rule our own fishing grounds at the moment. People will feel very strongly, it is highly symbolic." The Brexiteer also warned the Prime Minister the dangers of failing to see the importance of fishing rights to Britons. He added, "If Boris Johnson were to make the mistake of throwing in fishing access to the EU as a compromise, I think he would suffer the consequences. This is so important to people. Boris has to make sure that Britain regains its territorial identity and status. By doing so we can revitalise towns all over the long coast of Britons. From the northwest of Scotland to Cornwall, Northern Ireland and wherever else, we had a fishing industry and we want it back." Dr. McRae also noted that he believed the UK fishing industry had an opportunity regardless whether Britain got a good fishing trade deal with the EU. He said in the event a trade deal is agreed, the UK will have more access to its own fishing waters and be able to sell at home and abroad more. In the event of no trade deal being agreed, Dr. McRae said Britons may simply change their buying habits to have less European fish and more British caught.